Hi, welcome back to stampinwithcandace.com. This is Candace, and I have a really fun card to show to you today. So here is our card that I'm going to be showing you how to do. So first I want to explain a little bit. A while back I had actually created a card for a swap that I actually really loved. I saw how someone did it online, but it took me a little while to figure out how to do it. So I want to show you how I actually did it. And I was going to do a video for that card a while back, and the stamp set retired. And so I never got around to doing it, and I was kind of sad. So I'm part of our upline is called the Queens of the Stamp Age, and we are doing what's called a fancy card swap. And it's a little bit card that has more of a unique twist to it. And I thought that this technique would be perfect for that. So I've decided to use this set from the holiday catalog. It's the Signs of Santa, and it's item 147690. It's a photopolymer set, so it makes it really easy to like line up the North Pole in there and stuff like that. It also has a matching die that you can get for it. It's the Santa's Signpost framelits, so it's item 147911. You can get these as a bundle, which I highly recommend because you save the money, and you're going to want these framelits to cut out all these cute little images in this set. Don't you just love this set? I can't wait to create more with it. I just got it, and it's just so much fun. So you'll find that in the holiday catalog, but that's what I've used to create this fun card. And you'll notice on here, can you see that shine on the Santa? Isn't that just awesome? So originally I made one video, and it was way too long, so I decided to split it into two. So make sure you check out the other video, and I'll show you how I colored him with the Stampin' Blends, and how I did this fun little texture on there. So be sure to check out that other video. So now I'm going to show you the magic part of this card. Now I know it says do not open till Christmas, but we're going to open it anyway. So first we're going to slide this belly band off here, and I'm going to go real slow so you can see the inside. And isn't that fun? Gotta love this. So it says wishing you everything on your list and more. And it's got our little elf and North Pole. And I want to show you here, can you see those presents, how they sparkle and shine as well? That is also in that other video. So definitely want to check that out. Just show you real slow again, that fun peekaboo action. So that's what I want to show you today, is how to make that peekaboo action. So before I show you this card, I am going to actually show you really quick. This was the one I actually had done for the swap, and this is the Mist and Magic. I wish they would have kept it because I loved this stamp set. But again, we pull that off, and you have that fun peekaboo effect. So to create it, first of all, this is our card base right here. So it is a standard 8.5 by 5.5. Okay, and what we've done is we have scored it at the 2 1/8 on each side. So you want to make sure you do that beforehand. And then I've just created these pieces. These are 5 3/8 by 2 inches, and I've used the Gently Falling, so I've just embossed it and sponged it and then attached it to the front to create my card base. Now to make the other part here, we're going to use 3 pieces. So we've got these two. This is our peekaboo, and then this is what we're covering it with. And actually, before I show you this part, I want to show you how I cut these out really quick, because I do have a little bit of a trick. So I've got my magnetic platform here, and I've just got this little scrap of paper that I've used here, and you'll see I've drawn on it some lines. And what I've drawn is the 2 3/4, and then I've drawn the center, and then I've just drawn a guideline down the center here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this paper here, and then we are using our layering squares framelits here. So it's item 141708. Love, love, love these framelits. They're just so awesome, and they come with your scallops as well as your squares and all kinds of sizes, so they line up. So I'm using the third one in on both of these. I don't know, let's see, looks like 2 1/8 on that one, and 2 inches roughly on this one, so you kind of know which ones that I've used. And I'll just show you something else really quick. I take the backer that it comes on, and I just add a piece of sticky magnet so that these are magnetic so that I don't lose my pieces. So I do that with all of my dies. It just makes it a little bit easier on my framelits to keep them. So once I have this lined up, I can take my scallop, and what I do is I line, so they're lined up along here, and then I can line it up along that line. Obviously you would just put it on there if you wanted to make sure that they were always the same. You can see I've actually lined it up along that top edge as well, and then I lined that up, and that's going to keep it nice and square for you when you go to make your project. And then to do these ones, and this one, just so you know, it's 2 3/4 by 5 1/2. These ones are 3 1/2 by 2 3/4, and I actually put both of them on when I'm doing it. So imagine this as being the non-cut edge. Again, I line it up on that center, and then I take my flat one, so this is my non-scalloped one, and I line it up along here, but I also want to line it up on this point, and that gives me the nice centering to create that. So that's what you get, and it is scored at 1/2 inch here as well. So that's how I do that really quick. So we're going to take our tear and tape, and we're just going to add a little piece right here and a little piece right here. And then here we're going to add one on the top and one on the bottom. Now you want to make sure that you only put your adhesive top and bottom, because this needs to be able to slide in between to make your peekaboo effect. So make sure that you only put your adhesive top and bottom there. Okay, so now this is the tricky part, getting it to actually line up, right? So the way that I have found is the easiest is, okay, so what you want is you want this to line up on here, and I'm going to show you why in just a second here, but it's going to be on this closing part, not on your center part. So what we're going to do is we're going to just kind of lay it roughly, kind of line that up about where it should be. We're going to line this up, and mine, part of the reason I do it this way is because this isn't perfectly centered. I have less room here and a little bit more room here, so depending on where you want to be, but I've just found the easiest way is to just kind of approximately line up where it should be. And then what we're going to do is hold that, get rid of the green, and we're going to take our ruler and we're going to just set it there. And then I can hold on to my ruler, and it allows me to take off my trim, and then I'm just going to line it right up on that edge there of the fold. Again, we're going to take off the sticky on the tear and tape. We're going to line it up right on the edge of the fold there. And so you'll see that the reason that we've done that is actually what creates that sliding action. So you can see how it slides in and out. So before we move to the next spot, we're going to take our little presents, and you can see that extra little shine in there. Make sure you check out that other video so you can see how I did that. And we're just going to add a little bit of snail onto here. And we want to make sure that we put this in before we put our other part on. Before we put this in, we want to make sure we put our center, our peekaboo, whatever we're going to do. And so we're going to line that up like that. And you just want it centered between here and here. So now here's just a little trick I wanted to show you. On this one, you'll notice it has the image in the center there. And what I did on this one, so this one I've stamped over the whole thing. What I did on this one is I did this part, and then I went through and stamped that center so that I made sure it was right in the middle there. So I didn't have to worry about where I put this piece. So just something to keep in mind there. So now that we have our little parts there, we can take off our sticky off of our tear and tape here as well. And then we're going to line it up over our piece here, get it where it's supposed to be. And once I have it where it's supposed to be, then I'll press that down. So it's created there. And then you can add your North Pole and your elf and your little stamping on the inside there. Now I want to show you how I did this belly band. Because I don't know, others probably do it the same way, but I know that you can like score it to go around, but I've never got it to line up quite right when I've done that. So what I do is I line it up along the edge and here along the side. So this piece, this is the cherry cobbler, and it is 11 by inch and a half. So we're just going to line it up around. We're going to wrap, and then we're going to wrap, and then I'm going to take it off and make sure that it's lined up, and then use my bone folder to do the edge here and here. Now remember, we want this to be able to slide, so we're only going to add our snail to this end right here, and I actually like to wrap it around it again before I put it together. That way I just make sure I know it's going to slide properly. Then I'm going to do the same thing with my Mossy Meadow green. So this one is 11 by an inch. So again, we're just going to wrap, and I just like it on the edge there because I think it just makes it easier to wrap it around and get what I want. And again, line it back up. Line it up, use our bone folder there. Now this one, I want it to stay stuck in place, so I am actually going to put the snail all the way around, and I'm starting with that long piece again. Just center it down in the center there, and we're gonna flip it around and then line it back up. So it goes like that. So you'll notice that my seam ends up in the middle, which is where I want it because I'm going to be covering it up. So the last thing we're going to do, this is our striped burlap trim, and it is item 147889. You'll also find this one in the holiday catalog, and we're just going to wrap that around really quick and snip it. And then I have found that this is not very sticky, so the best thing I have found is to use the tear and tape. Not that it's not sticky. Sticky doesn't stick to it very well, but the tear and tape seems to work really well. And you'll notice I put it just in the center because I want something to be going up here, so I want to be able to leave space for that and not have it sticky. So we're just going to wrap that around, make sure it's nice and tight and centered, going around that. And then we can use some of our little mini dimensionals. I said before how much I love these. Such a great value for how many you get, and just easy to use, gives that extra dimension. But in this case, it also makes it so, because of our layering, you'll notice I put these on the outside edge. It makes it so our stuff is not in the way of the layering. There's that fun Santa again, and we're just going to place that in the center. And I used the Layering Ovals Framelit Dies 141706 to create that. Again, it has the scallops and it has the regular, so that's how I use that. And just to show you, the paper that I used is actually that shiny, shimmery paper that we sell through Stampin' Up. So it just gives that extra little shine. And I've used the same paper for our Do Not Open Till Christmas. And I've just snipped the edge and punched it with the 1/16 hole punch. And then I'm going to take some of our linen thread that through the hole. Maybe. There we go. And then I'm going to just put it up through here as well. And if it doesn't want to go up, you can use a pair of the paper snips or a bone folder to push it up. That's why we left no sticky right there, because it's easier to add this, at least in my opinion, a little bit later. So just going to tie a little bow, and you'll notice that yes, I did not do bunny ears. I'm just going to do it normal whenever I have like the linen thread or the baker's twine, because it's so thin. I can usually just tie a normal bow, but when I have the other, I prefer the bunny ears. I just think it lays flatter and nicer. So snip that off. And then we have our cute finished card. So of course you want to make sure that you finish that inside as well. So I hope you enjoyed that card and how I made that. And please, I'd love to see your own creations. You can see how easy it is to use a variety of different stamp sets to create the same type of project. And be sure to check out my blog at stampinwithcandace.com. I'll have all the sizes, the details, and all the products that I use so that you can get online and order it to create your own. And again, share with me the projects that you come up with, and so we can all see your fun creations as well. And if you have any questions, please let me know. And thanks again for spending some time with me, and I hope you enjoyed the project. Have a great day. Bye.